This is Optimal Living Daily Relationships, episode 32, 10 Things You Don't Want to Hear from Your Ex by Eddie Corbano of lovesagame.com. And I'm Joss Marie, the girl who reads to you every single weekday from some of the best relationship blogs in the world, just like an audiobook or audio blog. Hey everyone, and thanks so much for joining me for episode 32. Today I have a post from Eddie Corbano of lovesagame.com. Eddie offers great advice to those going through a breakup, and he actually created a quiz that's all about how long it takes to heal after a breakup. This could be a great starting point for those of you who may be having a hard time moving on. You can find the quiz right at lovesagame.com/heal. And please feel free to share this with anyone else you know who may be going through a tough breakup right now. Again, it's right at lovesagame.com/heal. Also, we cover a ton of content by authors who offer advice regarding the breakup process. So go ahead and share Optimal Living Daily Relationships with these same people you know who may be struggling with a recent breakup. You can send them a link right to oldpodcast.com/listen, and hopefully they'll find some comfort in our posts. With that, let's hear today's post by Eddie Corbano and start optimizing your life. 10 Things You Don't Want to Hear from Your Ex by Eddie Corbano of lovesagame.com. As if one thing wasn't enough, they had to add another thing on top of it. Your partner doesn't want to be with you any longer, and they have to try to comfort you to make you feel better. What most of the dumpers simply fail to understand is they cannot give any comfort. They can provide as much comfort as a drug would to a drug addict. But I don't blame them. I've been both dumpy and dumper. The truth is, when you care, none of these roles is a walk in the park. There are certain rules you can follow to break up gracefully, yes, but most of the dumpers have never heard of this. The result is, they say stupid things that make you hate them and prolong your healing time. I've listed below 10 of the worst phrases dumpers have thrown at my readers, as reported in the emails I receive. Hopefully, you will not make the same mistakes in the future. Number 1, we can still be friends. This is an all-time classic. There are actually 3 things behind this. Number 1, the dumper thinks that being friends with you will make it easier. Number 2, the dumper doesn't want you to disappear completely from their life, but also doesn't want you in their life. And number 3, the dumper wants to take advantage of you in some way. Friends, influence, etc. The no contact rule demands that there is no friendship after a breakup, and this is proven to be the best way to go, period. Number 2, it's not you, it's me. This is something utterly stupid to say. When you are looking for an answer, an explanation, then this answer will confuse you completely. Number 3, I love you still, but... This sentence is also a big no-no. I admit that there can be situations where the dumper honestly thinks that they still love the person they are breaking up with, but that doesn't make it okay to say it. I understand that the dumper might think that it's easier for the one left behind, but trust me, it isn't. On the contrary, it is much harder to hear that your ex still loves you. Then why is he breaking up with me? This is a legitimate question, which the dumper never could answer in a way that the dumpy understands it. There are some more stupid phrases in the same category, such as, I will always love you. I'm always there for you. I have loved you so much. You are and always will be someone special to me. And I don't want to lose you. These are all terrible statements you really don't want to hear from your ex who's breaking up with you. Number 4, I am simply not the relationship type. This is a classic one. People have written me that they've heard this one after several years of being together. With this background, such a sentence is only a slap in the face and an insult. Number 5, I am not good enough for you. This is usually followed by, you deserve better than me. This one, while also meant to give comfort, accomplishes the opposite. Number 6, I need time to think. The next thing you are going to hear after this is usually, we should take a time out. This happens a lot and is almost always a sign of cowardice. The dumper had the plan to break up but pulled the plug. Instead, they are postponing the problem at the cost of the one left behind. The following timeout will be hell for them. They don't know whether they have been dumped or not. The uncertainty is just unbearable. In this case, I recommend for you to reply, "I don't want a timeout." You have to decide right away whether you want to continue the relationship or not. Number 7, that's life. Yes, life means making experiences, the good and the ugly. But I don't need you to tell me this during the breakup, dear dumper. Number 8, I really don't want to hurt you. I'm sure you don't want to hurt the one you're breaking up with, but I've got news for you. You always do. It's impossible to break up with someone without hurting them. That's a fact. All you can do is follow some rules and try to make it as graceful as possible. That's hard, of course, but doable. Number 9, I'm sure that I will regret this. Now, what's that supposed to mean? Is this a hidden clue that it might later come to reconciliation? While this is very often just an expression the dumper throws in without thinking about it, the dumpy will not forget it. In fact, this single expression will most likely lead to harmful overthinking. Number 10, I don't know what I want. This is very often an attempt to draw attention to them, hoping to distract from the horrible situation that is happening. If it's followed by something like, "My life is a mess," then the dumper is trying to be pitiful. They don't know what they want, but they still want to break up. Don't play this game. Conclusion. If you are the dumper, then please avoid sentences like this. I'm sure you have the best intentions, but they can only do harm to the person left behind. Plan ahead what you are going to say. Be clear in your intention and leave no doubt. That's the best you can do. If you are the dumpy and your ex throws sentences like this at you, try not to take them to heart. Ignore them the best you can. All the information you need is that your partner wants to break up with you, as painful as that might be. The best you can do is to forget everything they say while breaking up. How they say it is not relevant. The consequences of it are hard enough to deal with. Don't burden yourself with the details. You just listened to the post titled 10 Things You Don't Want to Hear from Your Ex by Eddie Corbano of lovesagame.com. Again, please tell anyone about our show who may need a little pick-me-up after a recent breakup. It's very possible that they may find some peace in listening to our many posts about breakups and the moving on process. Plus, it's completely free. You can share it with them by simply showing them how to subscribe on their phone, or by sending them a direct link to oldpodcast.com/listen. And that's it for today. Thanks a ton for listening and for sharing the show. Have a fantastic Tuesday, and I'll count on seeing you again tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Living Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.